Let's just kick it. Let's just kick it. Make sure you find this fucking chair. It's dark out here tonight. Yeah, let's just kick it. Yeah, let's just kick it. Dark out here tonight. Let's just kick it. I have some videos uploaded, and I got a good rainstorm at Mill. Really good lightning and thunderstorm. Plus, while I was on, there's this lady, she's been like watching my videos for a long time. She texted me and wanted me to asked me if I had an infrared camera. Well, I have an infrared setting on one of my better cameras that I happen to have with me. So she's a big ghost, spirit hunter. So I walked around the mill with the infrared on for 10-15 minutes. It's in the middle of the video. Just be kicking it, know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not into that, but she likes it. Don't forget to get a Mega Millions ticket. Like 1.3 billion or something like that. Just kick it. Any of the women that follow the channel, you're going to have a dildo collection you won't believe. Hey, Mary. If I hit that baby. Thinking of you. Yeah, yeah. Anytime, yeah. You're welcome. Yeah. Can you hear the rain and the bugs? Yeah, oh, you can hear them? Can you hear the raindrops? I got a good thunder and lightning video uploading, 40 minutes, 4K too. So it'll be a while. Oh, you can't? Huh. Wonder why. I mean, it's not loud, it rains, just, yeah. I got a good selection of arrowheads, fragments, things carved from bone, pottery. Yeah, we had a direct hit, but there was a storm warning out for it, 60-mile-an-hour winds. But we didn't get the winds, but it rained good. Not great lightning, but really good thunder. You know, I was thinking about that, and like if somebody went, let's say you were white, and you went someplace in the country, and there was a store open, and they had a bunch of shit dug up from like 5 generations of your family for sale. You know, their dishes and stuff they owned. Something just doesn't seem right about that. Yeah. Well, it's about 150 miles from there, but I know the Cherokee, that's up north uh, in North Carolina, right near the North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee border. I know there's a tribe up there because they have the casino up there, and I was talking to Marty, and they have a reservation there. But, you know, that's a long ways away. Now, there were Indians around here, but not like a lot. This area. Now, there were areas where there were, like Washington, 15 miles, stuff like that. I thought the pottery was cool. I picked out kitchen cabinets today. Totally gay. I think you'd really like this book I bought titled Bitch. It just came out. It's about female species and everything. It's really good. What's that, Michelle? I can hear a jet way up in the air. It's crazy. You could just be sitting there in a seat doing 500 miles an hour, watching a movie, drinking a drink on your way somewhere. Oh, you like doing that? Yeah, I picked the ones that look the least gay. I'm suspicious of some of that Indian stuff being fake too. I don't think it's all legit. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of open shelving too. I don't really like putting stuff in drawers and stuff. Stupid. Takes up too much wall space. Can't see it's in there. I think I might back on my sleep schedule. I hope so. I'm going to try to go to bed my normal time around 2. Sleep till around 9 or 10. That works good. Excuse me. If you're into lightning and mainly thunder and heavy rain, I was at that mill, Man, I was on the 3rd floor, 4th floor actually, during the whole storm. It was great. See-through ones. Well, I'm going to put that in the guest bedroom. Uh, well, everything's brown tile in the living room kitchen thing. That's about it, really. I'm only getting like some cabinets because you got to have some like under the sink and stuff. I like just stacking my stuff on a nice shelf where I can see it instead of like trying to cram a big ass pan. And you know how that is, the handle sticking out. Bullshit. I don't have that much of that stuff anyway, but like I don't want a bathtub either. Bedrooms have a closet, mainly for guests. and a place you can hang your stuff, stack your stuff. You'll have a couple open shelves too. So far, my choice of decorations has been strictly heterosexual, testosterone loaded. Oh, on the ceiling? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't cook like that much. I should just get all new shit. I've got all like bastardized cookware, you know. Got it at the Goodwill and stuff like that. Nothing good. If you get stuff that's like a set, it like fits better and stuff, you know. I got super duper fans and heaters in the bathrooms. You know, everything's 12-foot ceilings. So there's no way you're going to see the uh, hidden cameras above your bedroom and bathroom when you visit. And there's no way you're going to be able to get up there to look closer either, because I'm going to make sure there's no ladder around. Then I'm going to upload it to OnlyFans. Don't worry though, fret not. I'm going to blur your face. I'm going to blur your face on it. There's a place like that in Las Vegas you can go to. It wouldn't really interest me. I went to a swingers club a couple times. That was like boring too. It's not what you're thinking. I went to a nudist camp once too. That was even worse. Yeah, Big Brother, yeah. Yeah, that's how it always is. There's always more people watching and chanting. You know, it's not all like total stalkers like you think though, because once in a while there'll be something that I'll, upload or mention, and they'll say, I've been watching these videos for like a long time, and I never chat, I never leave a comment. But so, yeah. Actually, I've been gaining some subscribers the last couple of weeks, which is weird. I see they must be promoting that Penny video for some reason. Put it on a recommended list. Because you'll go from like not doing shit to all sorts of questions and comments. That's right. Oh, smooth banter. Oh, okay. I think a lot of it's bots too, to tell you the truth. Like you could start a chat. You could have the devil himself, and then you could have Jesus on a chat, and they're both going to get about the same numbers. Now, does that make any sense? Oh, that's good. Yeah, Mary's very non-confrontational, diplomatic. I'm sending Mary a big box of Native American relics. No, you think like if you had Jesus doing a chat and the devil, that Jesus would like have way more, but they just have a way of like balancing this stuff out some kind of way. Yeah, that's a good idea. Right. She keeps her mouth shut. Yeah, right. Not the drama, right. Yep. Yeah, it is. Yep. Yeah, it's true. Oh, yeah, it's nice out. Yep. Raining lightly. I got a good video uploading. I was at that mill up on the top floor. I stood out on that balcony during the storm. Right, sacred, yep. Yeah, it's true. Mary, did you get your Mega Millions? Kitchen counters. Yeah, I don't know what that's made out of. I don't think they asked me that yet. Friday, 1.3 billion at least. 1.3 billion. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? Yeah. She was around the other night, yeah. Yeah, she was around a couple nights ago. I think she said something about taking a break from the internet. Anybody ever hear from that guy that was in Mexico and then he got locked up in a immigration place down in Louisiana and now he's back in England? Oh, he does. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think he's doing it. Mary said he puts up videos. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, put it on there. Put it on there. Yeah, I think well's a stretch. Hey, what's with these added parts of people's name when they leave a comment? These numbers, like usually it's 4 digit. Does anybody know about that? Like, somebody, their name will be on here, like it'd be Frisky Minx, 3455 or something. Do anybody know what the deal is on that? I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Hey, Salty Girl. I mean, I think there's no way somebody can add it or take it off, which makes you know if it's a legit comment. Oh, you can edit it. Oh, well, there goes that theory. Hey, Amphlove, how you doing? Are you reaching your potential? Oh, good. Good job. Good job. I read one time a guy said he wanted to be average because every day was at its best. Makes sense. And how do you know if you ever reach it or not? Hey, Christine, how you doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's funny the mixed reactions I get on the puppet. I don't really care one way or the other. I mean, if it was up to me, I would just probably just can his ass. I mean, first he doesn't want to be on, and then he does, and then he wants to just listen, and then he gives me the finger and says fuck you and signs off. Then he just made up a new profile and was on the other night. I mean, it seems like a bunch of trolling. But people seem to like him. He fucked up, you could see his face pretty clear a couple times. Not that that's a big deal. I don't know. I don't know what he's into. I don't really care. I mean, yeah, that's what I think too, potential, yeah. I'm not sure what it is and how you know if you've arrived. You think it's a bunch of bullshit, Christine? Seems kind of childish to me. I can understand like someone concealing their identity and uh, going through a puppet, but that's just like stupid, like Arrested Development stuff. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, that's her, Mary. Yep. Hey, Chris. Yeah, weird attention. Yeah, I mean, I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, I think I would agree with I would lean towards Frisky. But here's the other part of that, and I wasn't like this not that long ago, but I'm like it now. I mean, if he got his pecker sucked by his scout leader in a tent, in the seventh grade, he could be like trauma. I mean, I just try and give people the benefit of doubt and just don't disagree with them just because they don't do what I do. I don't want to be a fucking jerk. I mean, you guys know, there's always a couple people on the chats that if I had my druthers, I'd get rid of them, but I don't want to be an asshole like that. Hey, Stephanie. It's not like I've said a million times, it's not some great rite of passage to be on here. And like there's, other people like Chris and whatever. I mean, uh, on the moderators, I let them do what the hell they feel like doing. Other than maybe an accidental blocking when they didn't realize it. Well, that's exactly what it is, an accidental blocking. But, I just let them have total autonomy. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Connor. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got Mary some nice Native American relics. What do you guys think of this? I mean, Mary's Native American. We all know that. There used to be BJ out west. I don't know what happened to her. I love her nickname. But if you want, let's take for an example. When you're white, you see things, and you see things in your way. You can't help it. You were raised white. It doesn't mean you're a total racist or a great person necessarily. It could be a lot of things. But let's say you're white and you go someplace, just imaginary place, and let's just say it's not in the United States. It's in another country, and you go there, and all of a sudden you find out that your ancestors lived there. And you go into the gift shop, and they've got like your ancestors, some of their teeth, and some of their jewelry, and some of their plates, and it's all in different bins at a tourist type environment for sale. Yeah, I think that would bother me. But when it comes to Native American stuff and arrowheads, and it isn't if it's right or wrong, is it legal? And when I was looking through that stuff, I couldn't help but think of that. I mean, my personal opinion, which, never means anything, is that I just have a problem personally of owning stuff from another culture that I'm not from as a collector and hobbyist. It's just something seems that's somebody's ancestors. Yeah, I think Jay got banned, to tell you the truth, blocked. Well, as a matter of fact, I know he got blocked, but why I'm a little skeptical on it is because I'm not 100% sure that was him, but I think it was him. Yeah. I had some really good sources, and a moderator actually contact me, and he starts a lot of shit on other channels and uses the N word a lot, and just seems like a kook. Yeah, no, you're right about that. I mean, I thought Jay was cool. I was willing to just let him be on here, but it'd be like having your best friend tell your wife's fucking around type thing, and it's just like, you have knowledge, right? With the knowledge comes accountability, and I thought, I don't want that guy here anymore. Yeah. I mean, I had all the bells and whistles ahead of time, talking an hour and 20 minutes without anybody acknowledging it. There were little clues. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, Liberal's personality. Well, I got to give the puppet credit for at least appearing sober. I mean, not that there's any inherent benefit to being sober, but I think to hold that thing up and be down on the floor and peeking over the table, he didn't look under the influence, but I guess you never know. What was kind of weird, though, is, I asked him in that, we were talking shit and asked him, and he was saying he did like male prostitution, which I don't give a fuck about, you know, and he lived in a group home. It's just, I don't know. I mean, we have enough of a dialogue and conversation to where we, know each other and can discuss a topic. And I don't know. If it was totally up to me, I'd probably can his ass for good. I mean, he's used other people's names. He's You know, he just seems like kind of a shitbag. Yeah, don't do drugs is right. No, that's a perfect example. I mean, you can just be rambling on for an hour and 20 minutes with nobody acknowledging you. Or you can be like, you know, nodding or, yeah, drugs. That's exactly it. Turns you into a zombie. Don't do drugs. Yeah, it's hard to say. And then I don't even care about the tranny shit. I thought it was interesting. He thought if he followed through with that, he'd have a conscience attack and jump up off an eighth floor window, is what he said. And his girlfriend was right there. I don't know. Maybe she's getting horny thinking about it too. I don't know. Just don't know what people are into. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, sketchy. I told you about that guy that I am, Michael Hendricks. Look him up, Missouri. He had a helicopter. It was owned his own IT company, providing like municipalities with internet. Long story short, I followed him. Big fat guy, big fat wife. I mean, it's amazing the helicopter got off the ground. Seriously. I mean, he had to have been a gross weight with his wife and his kids in it. And one time, shortly after he got it, he crashed it in his dad's yard and uploaded the video. And I got a hold of him through his email, and I said, hey, it's none of my business, but, I've had a pilot's license for quite a while. And the FAA will use that tape that you uploaded showing people what not to do to ram it up your fucking ass. And he thanked me and took it down. Anyway, I watched his video, and he was killing it for a while. Built a helipad. And even the cheapest Robinson helicopter is about 700 grand. And he just had a nice house, and I thought it was his wife, but as it turns out it wasn't. Anyway, long story short, he ended up, I know he was being investigated for ripping off some of that money to businesses near COVID. He didn't get prosecuted, so, I mean, anybody can get investigated. But evidently him and the live-in girl that he referred to as his wife broke up. And he got involved with some girl, and they said he got on drugs, and he met a girl in drug rehab. I want to say meth, but don't quote me on it. Anyway, they're into all this weird shit and got into this weird sex shit, and they picked up a girl that was hitchhiking or down in her luck and had her over, and they had threesomes and shit. And whatever happened, they ended up chopping her up and cutting her up with a chainsaw and burying her behind the helicopter pad. And their trial should have started like in the last 30 days. It's been getting postponed for the last couple of years. But he just seemed like a nice guy that, did well. And man, did that all go south. My guess is he'll never see the light of day. In the police department, they were running ads. If you look it up, Michael Hendricks, Kansas, Missouri area, murder, like dismembering bodies. The sheriff's department was running these big full-page ads. Did Michael Hendricks ever contact you about buying a freezer? Yeah, well, you know what he was using that for. And they show pictures of the girls with chopped up and everything. It's kind of a weird name, like, of the town. I want to say, like, Mineral Hill or some shit like that. But it'll come up. Michael Hendricks, murder, Kansas City, Missouri. It'll come up. It's an interesting story, and I think it went to trial in the last month. This happened a couple years ago, but he's been, of course, locked up ever since. And he also lost quite a bit of weight since he was jailed. Of course, he hasn't been sentenced to prison yet, but man, you're talking about, at least on the surface, of having it made. Now look. And the girl that he was with, of course, her father says she'd never do some shit like that. Of course, she got charged too. And it looks like, I mean, I don't know what, just like totally shocking. Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, look it up. It's an interesting story. You'll read a couple articles about it. And look up his videos on YouTube, his helicopter videos. They're really good. It's just a guy, he had enough money to buy a helicopter, learn how to fly it, and he'd be giving all sorts of tips to people that struggle. The helicopter is hard to learn how to fly. especially a piston job. It's way harder than a airplane. And he was going to like conferences and flying around, taking his friends for a ride, and dropping off candy over the school for the kids. And yeah, man. And I wonder what happened to the like wife he had that, or the woman he had those kids with. From what I read in the article, they were never married, which who cares, right? But he referred to her as his wife. And a lot of times that's just easier. Yeah, crazy. Wonder what kind of drugs would make you start chopping people up. You know, I suppose there is some kind of weird sex fetish. What are the chances of running into someone, that was into that crazy shit too? I mean, nothing else makes sense. And this was just a troubled, like, runaway or something. Yeah. Oh, meth, really? Yeah, but check it out. It's an interesting story. I'm sure he's going to get like fucking 10 zillion life sentences. But I mean, this guy, I mean, he'll be lucky to see a helicopter out the window, much less own one and fly one. His life took a major dive. No, it wasn't. It was a couple years ago, but they kept postponing the trial. And the trial was going to start like any day, 30 days ago. Oh, wow. There was a book, it was written, that it happened up near me, Mayo. Some guys were up in a bar and they were flirting with these guys' girlfriend. They got pissed off. And they killed the guys and threw them to the pigs and they ate them. They convicted them like years later. Chopped a girl's head off. Huh. Whatever happened to just breaking up or dating somebody else? I mean, you're never getting away with that shit. I suppose somebody does. Yeah, I don't get it either. And a lot of these guys are like fairly accomplished. If you watch Forensic Files, it's like this guy like graduated magna cum laude from his medical school. He's making 800 grand a year as an orthopedic surgeon. He, lights his wife on fire and drop kicks the kids off the side of the Grand Canyon. I mean, what the fuck is with you guys? And it always seems to be either for life insurance or a new woman. And when you look at the new women, it's always like shocking to me. Not like there'd be any new woman, that would justify doing something crazy like that, but it's never what you think. It isn't some like raving beauty. You want it to stay on? Yeah, good idea. Oh, you did? Yeah, beware. Well, look at up in Oxford, Michigan. That kid that shot up his whole school and killed all those people. This guy was like jacking off on DVD covers of Forensic Files about killing, just like fucking weird. No, it wasn't in the UP. It was Mayo, Michigan, actually close to where I lived. Yeah. I guess I'm old-fashioned. I just wanted to break up. Nah, because honestly, I don't. We haven't. Nah, we don't give a fuck, man. We're older guys. If I get bit in the nutsack by a copperhead, copperheads really, their poison isn't that bad. Their venom, I should say. It's not poison. Sounding like Natasha now. But the eastern diamondback rattler and the timber rattler, yeah, there's a good chance if we got bit in the back walking, be tits up. But if I don't get bit, I'm still going to be dead in 15 years. It's not like, I'm living in a mansion with 15 Vestal virgins feeding me grapes. If it happens, it happens. It's right around the corner anyway. Yeah, we don't give a fuck. Marty, he's kind of a Christian guy, if the good Lord thinks it's time. Me, I'll probably be jacking off on the way to the ambulance one last time. Yeah, high top sneakers. Yeah, boots. No, I mean we're like really good buddies, but we think a lot differently. When something happens to him, like somebody backs into the side of his truck and fucks it up, or something like that, I always ask him if he prayed for that. Or the day will go bad, or just things fell apart. I said, the Lord's got a plan for you. Why are you bucking it? Yeah. I know he doesn't have a plan for me because I'd have been dead by now. Yeah, I want you guys don't need to bring anything to my grave. Just skip it, man. Just go out and buy yourself a good bottle of aged whiskey and put in some porn in my honor. None of this sappy, stupid shit. I want you to help fill in the blanks, though, in the autopsy. If somebody does one, I doubt. When you get this age, I don't even do autopsies. Minus a shotgun blast to the back of the head or a fucking bear trap. Fuck. At this age, man, it's like, who wants to spend money on an autopsy? Dead is dead. Oh, thigh-high boots? Oh, you would, huh? They'll say the medical examiner's report, it was suspicious. It's like it was suspicious, and you pry and you ask, and it gets on forensic files. And they want to do, the vanilla version, the Marcus Welby murder, and, no crudeness. God forbid you let them know the real me. And then one of you people that know me real well, you could get a copy of the coroner's report yourself. And if somebody decided to spring for an autopsy, which they do if it's a suspicious death, they would say, Tom Reed, this is cut and dry. There was no foul play. That he had an eastern diamondback rattler bite in his femoral artery, which of course would be, you're not walking back to the house from that. And that within 25 feet of where Tom was bit by, in the worst place possible, they found sperm all over his shorts. And this is, the medical investigators were just stymied that there's no way that this poison would have triggered an orgasm. It might have been very painful. Hey, Skyball. And that's when I want my girl Stephanie to pipe the fuck up and get a hold of the coroner or the medical examiner and say, hey, I know Tom really well. He's a good guy. We had a lot of laughs, and he often joked about if he thought it was tits up and his life was near the end, he'd try and jack off one last time. And that's what that came from. And then they'd, sell some of my shit and to help fund the autopsy. Sell some of the shit and try and fund the autopsy. And that would fill the gaps, and it wouldn't be like, and there was no foul play at all. Hey, Skyball. Hey, Drifter. Yeah, snake bite. Yeah, my snake bite kit. Yeah, no, that's exactly right. It's like they found a snake bite kit, and all the inner, like, that soft shit they put inside where you're trying to keep stuff from breaking. They found that it had always been removed, and there were 3, like, foil wrappers of empty KY jelly. Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. I want you to just call them up and say, hey, you guys can quit, pissing away any more money on this. I knew Tom, and that's the way out, and that'll make perfect sense. It's like, they're not thinking out of the box. They didn't know me. They just can't figure out how a big load of sperm in my shorts would be next to a dead body with an obvious eastern diamondback rattler bite in the femoral artery. and you will help just keep people from spinning their wheels. And if you can, later on after the investigation's concluded, you'll be able to apply through the Georgia Freedom of Information Act for copies of the photographs of the scene. And I want you all to just please, I'll leave you money in advance. I'd like you to just order a copy. Of course, my pecker will be blurred out. But I want you to just look at the smile. I want you to look at the smile. The smile on this dead body like you've never seen before in any of this bullshit that you've seen on any of these murder mysteries. They're gonna say this is very odd. This guy was obviously in pain. No, I wasn't. And speak for myself, and was dying from a fatal bite from an eastern diamondback rattler, some of the most potent venom there is. And he was smiling. I want you guys to please, I beg you, to, I beg you to fill in the gaps and don't let our resources go to waste on trying to solve a crime that never occurred. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I hope you do. I hope they do it. I hope they do it. Yeah. I just hope if this happens and it really happens, I hope it doesn't wait till I'm I'm sure by the time I'm 75, it'll be hard to be jacking off, even not getting bit by a rattler. So I want to come through on this for myself, And if you guys want to have a memorial after the vultures, devour me, which I'd be proud to have happen. I don't want any of this sappy, stupid fucking bullshit. I'll leave some money so you can all fly out here and just have a big fucking blowout. Yeah, really, seriously. Marijuana, mushrooms, alcohol. We'll get some fucking alcohol-free beer for the drunks that still had feelings for me, but don't want to fall off the wagon because of my death. It'll be great. And just come out here and just have 2 days of just fucking balls out. No cops showing up. No, it'd really be an honor. It'd be an honor. Don't start. I don't want anybody fucking crying like a bunch of little bitches. Yeah, really, just have fun and I went out on my terms. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I swear, it'd be so great. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. That'd be great. I wish you'd all walk back not anything, regimented or military, a little single line or any of this fucking bullshit. And Stephanie, I'm going to ask you right now, I'd like to anoint you to just, kind of be the master of ceremonies. Anybody starts fucking crying or weeping, kick them the fuck out of here. There's no sense raining on what's supposed to be a goodwill intent of, just having a little memorial of me going out my way and the old good days I have in chats. StreamYard party, thank you. Yeah. No, I would do it, but you know what it is? It's raining, and this is one of the rare days where it's cool out here. I'll do one tomorrow night. How about that? Where it's cool, and I don't have these nights very often. The bugs are out, it's lightly raining, and it's 73, which never happens. So that's why I'm on my phone. Plus, I think he says it never bothers him. He's in there watching TV, and he likes to leave the door open. And I know maybe it does. You'll never know if it does bother him. But when I'm doing that StreamYard, I'm sitting at the island near the kitchen, and I think you can hear me. I know he can hear me because he says sometimes shit that I say he's laughing. So that's why I'm not doing it tonight, but I will do it tomorrow night or for sure Saturday night. No, great to have you on. I like it. Oh, I definitely will. I sure will. Yeah, we can plan it right now. Would you guys rather have it Friday or Saturday? I mean, I don't really care about numbers and shit like that. So, Mark's trying to build a channel. And, when you're trying to do that, I mean, after a while, I'm being on a while, you know what works and what doesn't. And I know that Fridays aren't good nights. I don't give a fuck. I mean, really, I don't. If you want to have it Friday or Saturday, but I'm only assuming that people are doing other things on a Friday that they'd rather be doing than being on a chat. So it can be like Friday or Saturday. Either night's fine with me. Whatever you guys want to do, I'm cool with. Friday? Okay, we can do it Friday. All right, Friday. You guys pick the time. What time would you do it? Do you like at 9 or 10? We can do it. Oh, okay. All right, Friday. Yeah, people want to do it Friday. What time you guys want? Now this is Eastern time, which right here it is 10:37. So my time is 10:37. So whatever time it is to you, just calculate the difference. You want to do them at 9, 10, whatever. Skyball 10, Drifter 10. Okay, we got two tens and a 9. Two tens and a 9. The next number will decide it. The next number, whoever types a number. Whatever it's 10 or a 9. Okay, 10. We'll do it at 10. Sorry about that, Skyball. Yeah, we'll do it at 10. We were voting on what time to start the live. You guys, I wish you guys, I wish more of you guys would come up. It's more fun. I mean, you don't have to show your face. You can just cancel the camera and you just hear your voice. It saves you typing. It's better when you can tell when people are laughing or stuff like that. I think it's better. The more the merrier, but I'm not holding a gun to your head. Oh, 9 Eastern. Okay. No, you're an hour earlier. No, you would be Central Stand. 9 Eastern would be 8 Central, wouldn't it? 9 Eastern would be 8 Central, wouldn't it? You're an hour earlier. Okay, all right, 10. All right, 10. I'll do it 10. Hey, Headley, how you doing? Yeah. And another thing, too, if you guys, if there's, topics you want to discuss or things you want to bring up, do it. Yeah, I guess, people are, yeah, of course, Stephanie will be up. She's out in Seattle. Yeah, I'll do it at 10 o'clock. Yeah, I'll put it on the StreamYard. I'll do a StreamYard. I guess it gives you a notice. See, but you know it already. Well, I'll be there at 10 o'clock on StreamYard. But I'll still put a notice up. Yeah. And think of some things you might want to talk about or discuss or current events rather than just talking a bunch of shit. No, we don't care. Nobody cares about that. No, we don't judge. We don't give a fuck. Yeah, we'll do some laughing, yeah. Yeah, book club. We can talk about books, whatever you want. I mean, with Michelle on the other night, Michelle nodded off. Anything you want. Yeah, do some laughing, yeah. Oh, yeah, we can tell some fun stories, yeah. Yeah, nobody really worries about it, No, we don't really care. Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah. Feel free to wear makeup, Christine. We may not recognize you, but have at it. Yeah, I like the live stream. Well, you never know how they're going to go. I mean, it's the people, the discussion where one conversation turns into another. It can go crazy, Okay, that's 9 Central. Now I'm skeptical of your shingles info. I only know because I lived in Central Time. That's the only reason I know, and I don't live in it anymore, so don't worry about it. Oh, that's okay, Christine. Yeah, full circle. Yeah, we were talking about all sorts of shit, penis size, and I got Michelle to finally tell the truth. God, it's not easy. We could talk about that again if you want. I'm telling you, there's something to this. I mean, I don't want to keep on talking about penis size on every live, but I mean, this is, yeah, this isn't, something that we're gonna, beat with a dead horse. But it is kind of interesting because, and the whole conversation started about, males, including myself, that when you meet women in life when you're younger, You just kind of wonder about that if things get comfortable, like the boyfriend or the husband they had before you. And it's just interesting to me how you can get a very moral, honest, forthright woman that'll just look you right in the fucking eye and lie her fucking ass off about how big her last love's cock was. I mean, it's almost like birds flying south, natural. I mean, you could hold a fucking shotgun to their head and they're not gonna, they're just gonna act like, oh, what are you talking about? It's like, it doesn't really matter. But you put a secret microphone between her and her girlfriend at a male strip club on a bachelorette party. She'll recite every fucking cock she's ever seen down to the circumference, all the way up to the length. Like, one of these people that memorize telephone books. And I just think it's interesting. It's the same thing, I kind of joked about it, but when I would be up Michigan and I'd be doing videos of the freighters coming by, all the women, not all, but quite a few women would make comments that they couldn't believe how big the freighters were. What the fuck are you talking about? How big the freighters are. I mean, I thought this shit didn't matter. I mean, what difference does it make if it's a penis, a freighter? I mean, I thought this size shit was all just like this vague thing that didn't matter. And then, of course, after the conversation, it finally morphed into, it's not how big it is, and how you use it and all this kind of shit. What I'd really like to do is, as time goes on, I mean, I'd be willing to do this too. I would like to do a live and just have a bunch of random women, and I'm going to need to pay them because they're going to think they're going to be made a fool of, which of course they are, and I'm more than willing to get the ball rolling. But I'd pay women $50 an hour to come on a live with a professional polygraph examiner and just pin them all down about this bullshit they spew out about penis size and former lovers. It'll be just like Forensic Files, only nobody murdered anybody. I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? You get lying about what you've lied about your whole life, about the size of penises you've crossed paths with. I think it'd be really fun. We would laugh our fucking ass off. I'd just like to see this. This, this whatever shit they hook up. I know it's galvanic skin response, of course, blood pressure, how much you sweat. And, there's 4 or 5 fucking things they stick all over the place. And they set you up, and I just like to just see this son of a bitch, blow a fucking fuse. Yeah. Wiener Alley. I got to give Christine, now there's some people that wouldn't be good candidates for this. Christine's an example. She'll come right out of the fucking chute and tell you the truth. That's what we're looking for. But it'll be way more fun to catch people lying about it. Yeah, it really is. It's just, I just like to get women. I can run the gamut from, no dirty talk. We'll refer to it as a penis and, all that shit, not big cock and, schlong and all that shit. I can tone it down, to get a better sample of people. Hey, Rita. Yeah. No, I think it's fun. I think it's fun. I think it's fun. I'm sure if you're the person, I mean, it would make sense to know what you're getting set up to do and lie. But even Michelle the other night, I mean, she was really doing really great until towards the end. I started painting her in a corner about 7 or 9. And she just had to finally bust out laughing. It was nervous laughter, of course. Yeah, they'll lie about it. You can't get a straight answer when it's on like this. They'll say it doesn't matter and it's how you use it and all that fucking bullshit. Which to an extent I think is probably true. And it's of course a whole myriad of things that go along with that. It's the old adage that it's not what a guy looks like, it's what he whispers in your ear. And there's an element of truth to that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I bet when I was young, I had some good-looking girlfriends, and this isn't exactly something that, was fun about here, but we get a few beers, and then I was barely getting ready to drill them with this big old donkey dick, and they would say things to me like, I just can't figure out why I'm attracted to you. You're not that good-looking. It's like, yeah, fuck you too. Yeah, they say shit like that to me. Yeah. The smaller, the better. Yeah. But I know enough women that that I'm friends with, and they've told me before that's been deal breakers with some guys. And then you look at the length of the vaginal canal and Like I think Skyball talked about it the other night. And I've read this too. It's like 6 inches. Shit. And she said that a lot of women in porn take pain pills. I mean, that may be true, but I'm telling you that I can tell you right now, it's personal experience. I wasn't banging anybody that took a pain pill. Yeah. And if 6 inches is what you needed, they needed one. They didn't take it. So, I mean, you just got to be careful. Be careful who you ask. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you, Christine. You've been drinking again. Yeah. So, but I just think it's kind of, it's about, you can do the same thing with breast size or, you know, uh, vagina depth, and it's just fun. It's fun when you get straight answers. All kind of under the mantra of telling the truth and like getting somewhere. No, try and remember. Yeah, write it down. Write it down. We'll do it tomorrow night. Yeah, remember it. No, it's fun. You can come on. Stephanie's a good sport. She'll come on. Kegels. Yeah, there you go. But I think these are all things that you laugh and you joke about, and it's fun to talk about a chat. But when it comes to dating life, there's some deal breakers on things, and these are part of it. I'm sorry to say. I mean, if looks didn't matter, everybody'd be married to someone that would worship them, that weighs 450 pounds. It's 4'11". It really doesn't work that way in the real world. No, we'll do it. Save it for tomorrow. Yeah, straight answers. No, it's really nice. See, Stephanie, she's my age. She's at the end of the road. I mean, she can afford to tell the truth. I mean, Stephanie isn't working a job where she's, they'll try and this just isn't like normal behavior. It's not going to get you a promotion in your job. They're going to say, why were you on there talking about that stuff? Well, we can have fun. There's going to be no downside to me telling the truth. And the same with Stephanie. We're younger people, you don't want like somebody you're interested in or involved in. It's like, I mean, take for you an example, like when your husband had, a really little pecker, and, he knows the shit you're listening to, and he comes on, and he listens to you laughing and giggling about the first time you saw it and how small it was. Yeah, I mean, it can cause you problems too. I don't want that happening either. Yeah, dirty fingernails, yeah. You've never measured yours, yeah. But these are all things that, I mean, you think about it when you were young and you were just starting out, you didn't know anything. You didn't know big from small and huge from tight. And, I mean, it's sexually maturing and hopefully like a mentally healthy way. Yeah, well, I know you're joking because believe me, if you were a guy, you'd have measured it. I think that's the first thing a guy does when he's young and this turns into subject matter someplace. You want to get that cloth tape out and measure it and see how big around it is, and have the best hard on possible, kind of stretch it down about a 3/4 of an inch into your nuts, adding it as part of the length on your pecker. I mean, I can tell you every trick in the book. And women lie their ass off about their breast size. My God, man. Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, they lie their ass off on their breast side all the time. Like, I'm 36D. Yeah, you're fucking dreaming. No, you're not. I mean, let me see. And sure enough, you get a look at the back of their bra and the fucking tag's cut off. Yeah. Not only that, you're not stupid, which is how I first became attracted to you. There's no way you're going to have to how the hell are you going to measure a bra without the tag on the back? Yeah, no, you can't. I was in that, I was telling Marty, of course you tell all your buddies. I mean, big tits too. That's another one you got to be careful with. If you're a guy and, you know, uh, I'm not saying it's everything in a relationship, but I mean, everybody knows if you took 1,000,000 guys and you sampled them and you asked them about big tits and you asked about small tits, there'd be a big difference in opinion. I mean, what do you think would win on the votes? I mean, let's get serious here. And I was in that Dixie Crossroads, and I was heading down to Florida to get a shrimp dinner. And I had a waitress that was kind of cute. I mean, really not my type, but cute. But there was an older woman working. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I was telling Marty this. And they've done studies, and I believe this. I remember one time watching like college cheerleaders. Not like I'm sitting in front of the TV jacking off, but you see some, and some of them just strike you as really attractive, even though they're maybe not beautiful. And as it turns out, they've done studies on this, and there's actually an angle from a woman's last rib to the smallest circumference of her waist that really drives men wild. And I noticed that, those were kind of like women that have that, and they're just not around that much anymore, especially like, in this day and age where people are starving themselves and plastic surgery and watching what their weight. I mean, I'm talking about just a natural good shape. And when I was in that Dixie Crossroad, there was an older woman there, probably 55, and you could tell she was really cute at one time. And I think and she was still an attractive woman working as a waitress, and I never really got a good look at her. And unfortunately, I tried to, but it was busy, and she was on the other side of the restaurants. But she had like a really small waist and like huge boobs, not fake either. And you could see them jiggling around on the top. And I'll bet if I had to guess, if I'd have took a metal detector or an X-ray, I think she had like an old-fashioned like 8-hook bra. And you just don't see that very often anymore. Just somebody with just like a naturally like great body that probably never exercised a day in her life. I don't know this for sure, but you guys do it with guys too. Certain things you like about them. I know Blue Malibu said one time that she used to get horny watching her husband just wrench on a car, laying on the thing and looking at his forearms. I mean, things like these. These are things that, you noticed, and, they attract you to the opposite sex. I mean, there's nothing wrong with talking about it. Yeah, waist. But, you look like that one you use in your avatar, Christine. Like, I don't know how old you were there, but, back in those days. And that's why when you go to a comedy club or everything, a lot of jokes are about the same kind of stuff, because it's funny to everybody. Like when I was going down, I had to dress nice, which like never happens, to go to my divorce last week. And I tried on all my pants, and I couldn't get them on. And I know why. It's those Greek and Indian dinners, naan bread, and God knows how many calories are in one of those. That Rogan Josh. I mean, it's a lot of vegetable oil. I mean, it's good, but I'll bet between naan bread and Rogan Josh, I bet that's a 1,600 calorie dinner. And it's not like I'm not eating when I'm not there. So I will get in shape, but I'm not in shape now. I had to buy bigger pants. And I noticed in my shorts, like shorts, when you gain some weight, it isn't like, that's like the worst example. You can't button your pants. And it was like enough weight to where I couldn't even like hide it by not snapping them on the top and covering it with a belt. You would have noticed it. So I thought, fuck, I'm just going to have to get some bigger pants. So I did. But you'll notice when you gain weight like that, it didn't make sense until I tried on long pants, which I never wear. But I noticed like in my shorts and stuff, my summer shorts, that the crotch was like ripped out in all of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I'm trying to like, chalk it off as wear, but it's not. What happens is your ass gets fat. And when you bend over and you're like getting down to like tie your shoes, or, if I'm looking at the lawnmower blades, that's where you can hear that cloth break loose. And it, you wouldn't think it'd be there, but there's only so much room, like in that size waist. And when you gain weight, but you've like stretched the waist around to fit that area, you gain weight down there too. You're just tearing the crotch out of those shorts. Yeah, I mean, it sucks, man. I'm just telling you the truth. It's like shit, and they all split right from the same place too. Right from the bottom of the zipper all the way up to about halfway up your ass crack. I mean, you can't, there's no noticing it. There's no not noticing it. And if it's really a lot, like you've really like maybe gained more than 5 pounds, it'll tear that zipper out too. That thing will be just like hanging down there, like it's been put in like a shredder. And like you feel, you can tell when you're walking in the summer, it's like, God, it feels cool down there. You know, like I got a fan blowing. Yeah, and well, not quite a fan blowing, but just like a big, 10-inch place where a seam used to be flapping in the wind. I'm all of a sudden trying to color coordinate and make my underwear match my shorts so nobody really notices. And they're good pants. Everything else about them's good. Like you can put a lot of shit in them, and I just hate throwing them away. And then I take them off. I'm not gay, so I don't know how to sew. I don't even know where to take something to sew, and I don't want to throw these pants away, but it's like even me, I can't wear them anymore. And I hold them up, and I look in the light, and it's like, shit, I could stick my head through here. And then I think about sewing them myself. And I'm thinking I'm going to need to get one of those metal things like to push the needle through, because this is like 3 hours of sewing. I mean, this isn't just like a little tear. And I just finally end up just throwing them in the thing and getting new ones, which I don't like. Because, of course, I get ones that'll actually fit. And, of course, the big plan here on is, those being too big in the next couple of weeks when I buckle down and try and get some exercise and quit eating high-fat foods. So you're fucked either way. Either you're wearing these ones with a big giant hole, or you're making an excuse not to buy the new ones because they're going to be way too big any day. It's just a vicious circle. Yeah. Yeah, it's a problem. No, see, I don't wear the. Which ones? I don't. The boxers is the. Those are the ones that are kind of tight. Not like a bikini one, but bigger. It's like at your waist, and they're maybe like 3 inches down past your nuts. If you get the longer ones, they're too long. Like that's maybe like 4 inches from your knee. I don't like those. Is that the boxers? And the briefs, aren't those kind of like real light? Like they almost look like a pair of cheap sweats cut off. I don't see how you fit all that cloth in your pants. I don't get how guys wear those. Where do you stuff all the cloth? I'm not sure which ones they are. I don't know which ones I'm wearing. I like the cloth ones, not that thin shit. I don't mind wearing a pair of the thin ones. I don't even like wearing those that much. It's like I seem like I'm nude in them. I don't like walking around in them. It seems like there's too much like light, thin cock just blowing away. I mean, it's not even like really underwear. Yeah, I'm not sure which ones are those though. Like, you go and you buy them in pair of threes at Walmart. They're kind of like tight. Yeah, I think the briefs aren't those. I'm mixed up on this. Is the boxers those or the smaller, tighter ones like a bathing suit? Oh yeah, boxers. Yeah, I don't like those. Yeah, the boxers. I got some to like when all my underwear's dirty and they're washing. Uh, but I don't like all that cloth like getting jammed in my shorts. I just wouldn't feel comfortable wearing them. Yeah, that's another thing about bras too. I can remember when I was young, like you see women in bras. I like the old-fashioned like white bra. With like 6 hooks in the back, like looks like it was starched. Now they got all these kind of bras. They're not really bras. They're just things that keep you legal. Like these ones women wear when they're exercising and stuff. I don't like those. Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, we'll cover all this tomorrow. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah, like the torpedo boob shape. Yeah, like a real bra. Now it's like women. It looks like they could take off their bra and roll it up in their hand and put it in like a silly putty plastic egg. Like there's nothing to them. It's like no real like support or anything. There's something to me that's weird. I know, but it was like sexy, like a big old giant 6 hook bra instead of these like all like cloth things. And another thing too that That wire thing never really made sense to me. I don't see what a wire, where the wire is placed, what it really does. You know, because it's just a little skinny wire. It's not like, you know, if you had like 12 wires from the bottom, the base of the breast, all the way out to the end, now we're talking. But that's not how they are. I don't understand, because I've been with women before, and they take the wire out. And I don't really know what that does. Oh, it does, Diane. But I mean, oh, it does make a difference. See, but if you look at it, though, I mean, I'm not an engineer, but when you look at like when if women take a wire out of their bra, it just doesn't, the wire is like right up against the base of the breast, like in a U shape. And I don't see how that, like, I don't get the support there. It does make a difference. Okay. Huh. Oh, it does help them keep them up. Oh, no kidding. Huh. But like, you know, sometimes, I mean, if I'm walking through Walmart, you know, I walk by the bra thing sometime on the way back to the automotive, and there's just some bras up there that are just like, fuck. I mean, I feel like camping out there seeing who's wearing these goddamn things. I mean, these are some fucking tits, man. Now, the bad news is they always seem to be the same bras. There's a couple of, you know, there seem like these just monsters. I mean, they should, if you were selling bras by cloth, they'd be twice as much. And it's not like, you know, a 48-inch double D boob. It's like a 34-inch double D. And the same ones always seem to be there, which, of course, keep me from camping out there wondering who's buying them. Oh, they are. Interesting. Huh. So when a woman get pulled aside at an airport, does one of the female girls come over there and just grab her tits and verify it's a wire? Or do they just wave that wand about it? And I mean, how do they know if it's, you know, not a Somali dart gun and a wire and a bra? Do they make them go back and take it off or what? Oh, is that what it is? A cup smaller for cleavage? Yeah. See, I learned something tonight. I wondered how they did that. That makes sense. Yeah. I see a lot of these Hollywood actresses and stuff with like no tits at all. I mean, like nothing, and they got this bullshit fake smashed up A cup cleavage. It just looks so bad. You know, like a lot of these like stars and stuff when they go to the Academy Awards or something. Why do they do that? Another thing I wonder about, you guys could probably give me a straight answer on this. If a woman went around braless all the time, does that actually affect anything, or is that just kind of a myth? I mean, is it enough support to keep their breasts firmer longer, or is that just another myth? Yeah, I want to know these things. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Oh, gotcha, Headley. I'm in Crawfordville, Georgia. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Another big clue with women is when they're boasting about their bra size or their boobs, and that no girl with like really good boobs has to say a word about them. You know, they make comments like they can't find bathing suits to fit and all this. That's the biggest flag ever. Yeah, you're liable to reach down there and grab a big old hand of silicone. A lot of older women I know that got boob jobs. I mean, the first thing they did was like wearing this low cut. It's so obvious, it's ridiculous. Oh, thinner is better. Gotcha. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, really. Yeah, it's true. It's a real thing, but it's a big deal. Oh, it's not true. I know they've come a long way with that. I mean, I've run into a couple of women that had boob jobs that Uh, they look good, but most of them didn't look good. Like, look up at that Banshee Moon. There's another girl that did deep throat videos, Heather Harmon. I'm not bragging, but I actually did some work for her and her husband a long time ago. I wish we could have taken it out and trade. And was a beautiful woman. Looks kind of androgenic now. They tried making porn again. It didn't sell. I can see why. I hate to say that. I mean, she's a sweetheart lady. But for somebody that pretty, she had the cheapest set of tits. And so does the Banshee Moon. I thought, my apologies too. I should have researched it more. That Banshee Moon is not Rachel Ray's sister. Michelle clued me in on that. It's not. It's not her sister. I don't know how that got started, but I should have checked my facts better. They do kind of look alike a little bit, but that's an attractive older woman with just like the worst looking fake boobs ever. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get that. Kardashian stuff's a mystery to me. The one's not bad. The one that just broke up with the basketball pro guy. But the other one, the one that's married to the black guy or was dating the black guy that tried to kill himself in that Nevada horror house. Yeah, I just don't get that at all. I don't, yeah, Paris Hilton. I mean, I guess I'm old fashioned, but I just don't see that many women anymore on TV. They're like, Gaga. I know this sounds funny. You're gonna laugh, but there's a YouTube video. If you put her name in, because there's not too many videos of her, there's a video of Mary Tyler Moore fucking around on one of those sitcoms, dancing. Now there's a body, man. Great personality too. Yeah, Mary Tyler Moore, just like a killer body, man. Just dressed conservatively. Yeah, it's hard to do though. That's hard to do, that natural stuff. Yeah, at this age, I prefer about a half inch of makeup. I'll tell you, makeup, it's unbelievable the difference it makes on people, on women, man. It's just like night and day. I actually had a neighbor one time in West Branch that was okay with makeup on, without it. I didn't even recognize her. She said hello to me in the store, and I actually said, "Do I know you?" Oh, God, man. I could have crawled under the tuna fish cans. I knew as soon as she spoke and I heard her voice. Oh, it's like, fuck. This is Karen without makeup. Yeah, I mean, and that's another thing too, Stephanie. Stephanie was, when you decided to get breast augmentation, was it so dresses fit, or you'd be increasing your stock in the dating world? No, it's not always better. I used to have the guy across the street, his wife died, and I was like 10, and he remarried. Her name was Lucille Firstel, older woman. She was probably 48, which seemed like ancient, an old lady when he married her. And she was always real nice to me, and it was his second marriage. And she had the biggest fucking set of tits you've ever seen in your life. And was like a real pretty face and just like a real Bible thumper, played the organ in church, and just a fucking rack and a half. And of course, it was always like conservative dressing. I think 2 times in like 20 years, I saw her like bend over where I could try and get a look at her cleavage. And these tits were just fucking huge. And she was always like trying to hide them as best she could. She'd make me sandwiches, and she'd make me like she made this stuff called toffee cake, because my mom didn't do shit. And I'd go over there and she'd make me this pan, like a brownie pan of toffee, and I'd go over there and I'd just be looking at these fucking giant tits as good as I could without like looking like you can be a young pervert, I was like trying not to, but I remember thinking about it quite a bit, just a rack and a half. I mean, even in my adult parents' friends, no, they were real. They were real. Even my adults, because this was like, in In the Bible, you could count that as desecration of the body. You know, not treating the body like God's temple, all that shit. Those are real tits. Just massive fucking tits. I mean, I bet it was like 12 metal hooks in the back. I mean, they had to been like, she had to paid extra for these fucking things. 38G, my God. Is she single? Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. Oh my God, 38G. Holy Christ. Yeah. Ask her if she's interested in an old man worshiping her. God. I don't know if I ran into somebody with 38G tits, I'd have to wear sunglasses or take a fucking Quaalude, get a hold of Bill Cosby, something. I'd turn into the biggest chronic liar in the world. You go out on a date and you're talking about, and then you fast forward, you're into like your 20th date, and you're about ready to lay the pipe to this broad. You know, you've made out, you felt her tits, she felt your cock through your jeans. It's about ready for the big night. And I just have to like act like this wasn't 99% of the reason why we got this far. It's a dilemma. Yeah, just avert the eyes. I'd even probably lie about it. She'd probably say, it's like, well, what do you like? It's like, oh, I like personality and trying to keep a fucking straight face. I like personality and I like, somebody whose weight's proportionate to their height. I'm about ready to fucking blow a load in my jeans because I knew this day was coming and I haven't jacked off in over a week. And I'm trying not to look at her big giant tits. And I'm saying, I just think personality is really important. And, I don't really care what... I don't think I could say this. I don't think I could do it. I'd have to take some fucking Thorazine or a fucking horse tranquilizer. How about some of that shit they're selling on that fucked up place in Philadelphia where they run around like a zombie? Xylazine. I'd have to fucking probably drive out there, get a fucking round trip ticket and buy a couple of those on the street. Xylazine. I just don't think I could pull it off. It's like, well, does, breast size matter to you? I'd think, oh shit. This is like, asking you, do you still beat your wife? I mean, you're fucked either way. It's like, no, breast size doesn't matter to me. And here you are, I've jacked off 563 times before we have sex, thinking about him. It's like, no, I know I'm fucked. I just can't not say that, yeah, it's like, man, you've got a fucking set of tits and a half, and I've just done nothing but dwell on these things since I ever saw them. And I can't wait to see him. It'd probably kill it. I'd practice in the mirror and I'd say, no, breast size doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I think it's a woman's personality. And, hopefully Pinocchio is just a make-believe cartoon type story that's false, not real. Yeah, and I'd say, no, it doesn't really bother me. It's like, I just, breast size isn't a big deal. It would be hard. Yeah, would it ever be? Yeah, I'd be sitting there ready to blow a load in my fucking pants. Fuck yeah, I've been taking saltpeter for the first 19 fucking dates. Just trying not to like fucking molest her at the fucking, in the car. It's like, no, I don't think it. Why? See, now this is interesting though. I mean, why does it have to be this way? It's like, if I said, I know I'd be fucking up big time. If I said to her, hey, look, we're going to be honest. I mean, we met through a dating profile and you said you think that character is very important to you. And, I just figured I'd go for a first prize here tonight. But I'm reluctant to do so because, I like you. I think, boy, do I ever. And, I hope we have a relationship together. But be honest with you, man. As long as we're being honest, I'm just like scared to death to tell the truth. It's like, no, I don't want you to be that way. I want you to tell the truth. And I said, there's no like consequence, a penalty. I mean, you're not gonna think I'm weird or should know. It's like, I'm gonna be honest with him. I said, I met you and I saw you and I just saw the size of your breasts. And I thought, My God, I can't wait to see those. And she'd get all red in the face and say, you know, I bet it'd turn her off. I bet it'd turn her off. So it's another example of be careful what you wish for. And even though honesty's a part, I don't think that's part of the same conversation. It's a different kind of honesty. If you're a guy and you want to get a real look at these babies, you better shut the fuck up about how bad you want to see them. It's just the way it is. I wish it wasn't, but I'd like to think that I'm smart enough to not blow it. Because, she's been having guys like, bring this shit up in the first date ever since she, wore her first 38G bra. I mean, she knows what the fuck's up, and she's hoping like hell I'm not going to be one of those. But she sets me up with like this honesty bullshit coming through the back door. And she's hoping that honesty is important, but she doesn't want it to have anything to do with me ogling her big, giant fucking tits. And I'm going to flunk that fucking test, and I don't want to. So what I would do, honestly, in real life, I'd say no. It's like I would look her right in the fucking eye, and I would say, I'm gonna be. If you want honest, I'll be honest. I don't care what your breast size is, and I would just try. Oh my God, would I try? I'd reach down under the table, and I would squeeze my nuts just as fucking hard as I could. Like pain would maybe take away this shit-eating grin on my face. And I'd say, no, it really doesn't matter to me. And then I'd try and like run some interference. And I'd say, why, has that been an issue with you? And she'd say, God, don't ask. And now I know we're in this fucking rabbit hole of a thing that's probably going to sink my ship. I stand 50% of the chance of seeing him if I just wouldn't have went there to begin with. And I say, well, it's like, no, she said, oh God, she said, I'm not bragging, but I'm very self-conscious about my big boobs. It's like, oh, I'd say, oh, it's okay. Give her a big hug. It's like, fuck yeah, these babies are real. Yeah. I'd say, no, don't let that bother you. Don't let these big 38 fucking G's affect our relationship. Doing. I'd be like the fucking Three Stooges with the heart out. It looked like a fucking the world's biggest cucumber got jammed down my fucking new jeans. I'd be like turning fucking sideways and shit and going in the bathroom, jacking off to get it to go down. Anything. Yeah. Holy shit, man. No, yeah. These are the perils you're faced with. You bring your kids up, you want them to be honest, and you just cost your son, a chance of looking at some big giant fucking breasts because he was dumb enough to tell the truth when it came to sex. No, these are the things they don't teach in school. And all you got to do is fuck up one of those, and to quit doing it. But you may not never run into a rack like that again. I'll know if she says to me, well, the next night you call her, it's like, hey, how you doing? Doesn't say anything. It's like, we going out again? Fucking quiet. It's like, well, what's good for you? I don't know. Just a fucking shit, negative fucking attitude. And that's because I flunked the big fucking tit fucking quiz by being honest. Yeah, that happened once. Never again. I'll look him right in the fucking eye. Yep. Yeah. I will. No, that'll never happen again. That's one thing I'll lie about. I'm not stealing their checks, fucking taking the dollar bills out of their fucking piggy bank. None of that shit. But when it comes to a tit question early on in a relationship, I'm going to shut the fuck up about it. I'll swear under fucking oath that it doesn't matter to me. Yeah. Be like, how they made those noises like in Three Stooges movies? Boing, 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 boing. Or Jim Carrey did it on shit too when he was dancing like fucking Vanilla Ice. Yeah, no, but they don't tell you this in life. If you just go with a flat out 100% honesty you're teaching your kids, it's going to bite them in the ass somewhere along the way. And that's an example. Yeah. That's exactly it. Oh yeah, it's unfortunate. It really is. Like I say all the time, I don't go into this much detail, but there's a protocol with people. And once that's breached, it's a turnoff. It can happen with guys too. and it just turns you off that they don't have enough fucking brains to allow an undetermined amount of time to go by before you start talking this shit, and that you can't always be honest. Yeah. Hey Tapper, how you doing? Yeah, you just can't always be honest. No, it'll fuck you up, man. You gotta, just there's certain fucking things, man, you just can't tell the truth about. And you're in just as much shit. If she said to me, let's say I'm a Christian, not a Bible thumper, and I just got brainwashed at a fucking Sunday school, fucking adult, fucking catcher upper class about honesty. And the same situation occurred. And she said, I want to ask you, just like, does breast size mean anything? And I'd say, I'd rather not talk about that, or some shit like that. You just cannot do it. No, I think it is too. No, it's hard to do. And here's the other flip side of the coin too. You can like meet people in your life. It happens to men and women both. And it's like, it's just so bad. Like, this is just my opinion. No science behind it, no studies. I can't support it, just my experience. I think good sex partners are born. They're just like wild, they've been abused, or they had stepdads they hated, or some shit. There seems to be some like rage, or here's two animals fighting out in the front yard. There seems to be some rage, or not always, but mostly. I can't, but you're not like teaching anybody to be like super good. I think either got it or you don't. Of course, there are improvements and that kind of thing. Yeah, it's just the way it is. Yeah, it's weird, but you gotta like, I mean, if as a guy, you've had people, I'm sure you guys have had it, women, men, you're thinking, man, the sex is fucking unbelievable, man. This is like top-notch shit. I mean, did this woman rob a bank before I came over? I mean, this is just unbelievable. I mean, it makes like porno movie look like bullshit. And, they would never consider doing one of those. Just like crazy, unbelievable good shit. And then you have stuff where you have expectations. You're wondering to yourself. And especially if you got some experience behind you. And you go out and you're thinking, oh, man, this is just fucking terrible, man. This is so fucking boring. And it's not going to get much better. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's it. 3 inches. Yeah, it just totally turned you off. It didn't matter what he did after that. Yeah, it didn't matter what he did. So, yeah, it's interesting, though. I mean, I think it's interesting, like, talking about open like this. And I'm sure, and there's some people that just aren't, really into sex that much. I mean, they'll do it because they have to, or they're going to have kids, but they're just never, I know people like that, even like younger people sometimes. They're just not, doesn't really do a lot for them. And then there's people that are just like unbelievable. Just super good shit. I mean, if you assigned a dollar amount to it, it'd be $1,000 an hour. Just fucking piece of ass and a half. Yeah, like pulling teeth. No, yeah, you're right. Just terrible sex. You avoided it. And it always seems to me, and I don't know why this is either. I'm sure there are examples, but if you took, like I always use examples, if you took 1,000 people that were good in bed and 1,000 people that were not, if the 1,000 that were good, you'd find a lot more bullshit that came along with it. They're not good with money. They've gotten busted for writing bad checks. They've had multiple sex partners. I mean, they're not worth a fuck for like a long-term partner. You don't want this woman to bear your children. But as far as dating and sex, it is top fucking notch, man. I mean, you're chipping your fucking teeth, And you're watching porn. If you're a normal guy, you're watching porn. It's like they put all these like famous porn stars to shame. They're not even getting paid for it. And then you get other people that are just like, everything's too dirty, this, that, you're taking too long. You talk dirty to them one time, they like want to get you arrested. Get my water. I don't want to fucking spill this. It gets you wretched. I remember going on this date with this girl one time, and it was not bad sex, not great, but not bad. And you know, we're fucking around, having a good time, and I started talking some sex shit to her. And she said to me, "Are you ever gonna shut up?" It's like, oh yeah, great. I guess you don't like this, huh? Am I ever gonna shut up? Fuck. Yeah. It's so crazy. Hey, can you guys see if my thunderstorm video uploaded yet? The long one, 40 minutes or something, 38 minutes. It's wild, isn't it? Yeah, people that'll tell. Yeah, it's true. Crazy. Yeah, they could have known. That's true. Yeah, that's another thing too. How well you get along with the parents, that helps. Not anymore. All the parents are dead. Yeah. Yeah, deal breaker. Yeah, crazy. Oh, good for you. Oh, 30. Oh, you made up for it. Atta girl. Cool. Glad you got divorced at 30. That's another interesting thing. People you marry, it's not always the best for you. It's just somebody you feel comfortable enough with taking that plunge. It's weird. It's not like it's the best candidate. Yeah, I'm happy for you too. That's what I think, Meeser Mom. Yeah, I think so too. You know, like straight sex talks. Talk to people that, don't have an agenda, that have been around, instead of this bullshit you read on the internet. Yeah, that's about right. 50. Yeah. But that's an unfair standard. I mean, You know, these bullshit shows on Oprah and Dr. Phil about, you know, being in your 60s and 70s and having the best sex of your life. That's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, maybe if you were a nun and you became liberated at 72, but other than that, I just don't buy it. You know, it's like all that bullshit. It sells books, gets people to watch. I mean, you get these married couples, the wife hadn't had a good drilling in 3 decades. Of course, she's going to turn into that. Somebody 10 years older than she is, it says they're having good sex. Shit, yeah. She's not going to miss that show. Set an alarm clock. Yeah, it's bullshit. I think so too. Mm-hmm. Lies. I mean, it's worse than Jerry Springer. At least you knew on Jerry Springer it was a bunch of shit, but it was entertaining and you didn't mind. But I think that's like a moral crime when you're bringing these two old fucking fogies on there acting like they're fucking like a couple rabbits. I mean that's just false advertising. It's everything. Yeah. Yeah. So that really works like that in the prostate and like no sex at all, huh? Yeah, they lie. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, false expectations. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think you're right. Then you read about these people like diabetics and stuff with a blow up penis. Fuck. I mean, I think I just turned into like Chucky the doll. Only instead of murdering people, I just have like a 13-inch blow up fucking cock, and I just blow that son of a bitch out until they couldn't take it anymore. I go around doing that. I mean, well, what is it like a silent air pump? What do you got an 8-volt battery typed in a fucking gym bag you carry around with you? And say it's medication. I mean, how do you pull that off on those blow up things? Blow up Peters. What do? You hand pump it or what? What's going on there? Anybody know? Yeah, Stephanie, we ever start dating, you better hope the hell I don't have to go to the blow up pecker. Every fantasy you had's going to be fulfilled. Yeah, still in the mind. That's true. Yeah, they say that it's all in the mind. Your mind's a powerful tool. Why are all these guys in their later years can't get a fucking hard on if the mind's so goddamn powerful? Yeah, you're probably right, Meeser Mom. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah, better than masturbating. Yeah, you wait, Stephanie, man. You laugh now, but you wait till you see this thing. I'll glue two of those things together. You'll hear like a fucking air compressor start up. Like when you get your tires changed, you know, and they use that air DA. Put the nuts on it. I'll say, Stephanie, would you excuse me a minute when I went to the bathroom? Instead of having a little oxygen cart for my lungs, I'll be carrying around my fucking compressor. Fuck yeah. Shit, yeah. Fuck yeah. I'll blow that motherfucker up after we had a couple drinks. And you'll hear my pants rip while we're watching sex tapes. Yeah. Your ship came in, babe. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. I'll have two-stage. If you visit me in Georgia, I'll have a two-stage compressor. Yeah, that's right. Hell yeah. I'll pay the extra grand so it's silent. That'd be a dead giveaway. Just like a two-stage, 220-volt compressor blowing up my artificial penis. Yeah. I'd be just like Superman, only I'd be ripping my pants. You'd see that belt like snap, that zipper shred. Yeah. Yeah. I'd be having a big smile on my face. Yeah, it'd be great. We wouldn't be going to a therapist for anything, not a fucking thing. Oh, God, you're not kidding. Yeah, you'd see me in your room, Stephanie, in the cheap hotel that I got us. You'd see me like stepping on it, like when you try and put the blow up mattress back in the case that it came in, to get all the air out. Yeah. Treat him just like a wife. I wish it was that simple. I'd have a whole fucking box full of them. Blow up dolls. How about that puppet guy does shit like that? I mean, he seems like somebody would do something like that. That'd be great, man. I mean, they better hope they never make them more realistic, man. There'd be a lot less marriages. I mean, think any normal guy, if you could just blow up a fucking doll, like nobody'd ever get married again. Yeah, fuck no. I'd be blowing up a different one every fucking night. Be great. Start smoking weed, putting helium in it, and just watching it float, catching the ceiling pan. Fuck it up. I'd need to get a tire patch kit. Have it wrap around the ceiling fan and scrape it against the ceiling. I was trying to sleep, but I couldn't because I smoked too much dope. Hey, Jessica. Oh, really, Jessica? Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I wish it was so easy. If you don't think I'd like to have a couple blow-up dolls and a fucking puppet, be great. Just doesn't fly. Shit. Nobody'd date. That shit was more real. You'd be over visit me down here in Georgia, and I'd blow that thing up, and we were both high, Stephanie. And it'd just get twisted up in the ceiling fan and blow the circuit breaker. And our dirty movie would go off. Oh, shit, it'd be so great. Yeah, and then I'd make you get up. I'd brace you and fondle you on the way up while you took the hedge clippers and you tried to cut that fucking thing off the ceiling fan. Yeah. Then I'd go back and you'd be bitching at me, screaming, it's dark in here. You just bumped your head. You thought the bathroom was 2 foot closer to the bed, but we were all high, so you didn't really know it. You know how you hear it scraping? Then it finally make the circuit breaker blow. My $3,800 blow up doll all fucking shredded and fucked up. The lights are out. And you'd be whispering in my ear as we smoked another fucking bowl. When can you come back again? That's right. Oh, God. Yeah, it'd be great, man. Yeah, we're gonna pass on fucking solitaire and all these stupid fucking card games other people our age are playing. Right. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I don't know what those, hear those animals fighting out there? I don't know what animals they are. I don't have any food out there. I must have just crossed paths. Yeah, no, you'd like it. Yeah, you'd have a good time. Yeah, we'd laugh our ass off. Yeah, we'll take all the sharp corners. I'll put sponge rubber on all the corners so we get all fucked up. We won't hurt ourselves when we fall. I'll get everybody their own motorcycle helmet. You know, at our age, you don't want any closed head injuries. You know, when you're drunk and you're young, you can catch yourself even if you're fucked up. At this age, man, now that head's hitting that fucking tile floor with nothing in between. You're not even touching the bed or the doorknob. You know how when you're young, you know, you're fucked up. You can still keep your ass from like destroying yourself by being drunk and falling. Not when you're old, though. You shatter like a glass. Right. God. I'm looking forward to it. You want to laugh your ass off. Look at some of those roasts they have. Like, look at the two I can think of: Donald Trump and Joan Rivers. Look at the Comedy Central roasts. You will laugh your ass off. Yeah, it's funny. You know, it's weird. I hear a jet way up there. You know, here they're usually about 30,000 feet. They're heading east, which this one is. They've taken off from Hartsfield. Good night. Good having you, Headley. Thank you. Nice out tonight. Cool. Well, you guys, I think I'm going to sign off tonight. I'm going to take a shower, get something to eat. So this is a good time, man. I had fun. Thank you. So tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, we'll get on there. Think of some topics. The more people, if you guys would want to come up, you don't have to show your face. You can mute the camera, disable the camera. There's some button on there you can do it. Like to have you. Appreciate it. Seattle. She's from Seattle. Yeah. Yep. I'm trying to get back on my sleep schedule. Yeah, fun times. Good night, Impulov. Good having you. Thank you. Chris, you have a good night. Christine. Frisky, if you're still out there. Yeah, it rained here too, but it quit. It's quit now. Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. Good having you. See you tomorrow at 10. I'll put a thing so, at least it'll remind you. I don't know if you'll get a notice. So remember, 10 o'clock Eastern time. I think that's 7 your time, Stephanie, isn't it? Maybe 8 with daylight saving time. Good night, Frisky. Yeah, you have a good night. Yeah, thanks a lot. Love you, Christine. Nighty night. I don't want to miss anybody. Love, Stephanie, Christine, Jessica. You good night. Yeah, good night, you guys. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow at 10.